Hello, my name is Julie, and this is assignment 4 for PIDP 3260. Imagine, your lecture is done, and you thought you did a bang-up job. But did you? Maybe your students have been left with more questions than answers. An easy way to find out is through 1-minute papers. 1-minute papers provide a quick and extremely simple way to collect written feedback on student learning. 1-minute papers provide manageable amounts of timely and useful feedback for minimal investment, time, and energy. The purpose of 1-minute papers are: faculty can quickly check how well their students are learning, helps teachers to tweak or direct their lesson to where there is shortfall, ensures that the students' questions will be raised and answered in time to facilitate further learning. Now, you might be thinking, will the students just regurgitate what they heard and put it on paper? Although this may be possible, by asking specific questions, we are inviting the learner to evaluate what they recall. This will draw the most important information. Then, to come up with a question, students must self-assess, asking themselves how well they understand what they just heard or studied. Typically, 2 questions are asked. Here are some examples. If you were to do a 1-minute paper at the start of class, you could ask, why is the topic of today's lecture important? Or, what is the most important question we need to address in today's discussion? This invites the students to draw on knowledge they obtained through pre-reading for the day's lecture. And the question invites them to prepare for discussion or to orient the student towards the theme of the lecture. Now, an example at the end of class would be, what was the most important thing you learned in class? And what important question remains unanswered? This is an excellent moment to check in with your students to make sure they grasp the information and concepts that were taught. 1-minute papers work best in a lecture or discussion class, but they also work well in just about any course format, such as field trips, labs, study groups, homework, and even video. 1-minute papers are perfect for any class size, but they really work well in large groups. In a large class, it can be challenging to get to everyone. This is a surefire way that you'll be able to access all students and give them the feedback that they need. Now, all good things can turn sour if used too often, and this goes for 1-minute papers, so use caution. If used too often, students can start to question their validity and see it as a pointless activity. Another challenge is formulating the questions. You can't just ask anything. They must be thoughtfully created so that they stimulate the same and thoughtful response from the student. 1-minute papers have so many advantages. For teachers, it provides us with immediate feedback. Tabulating, reading, and analyzing responses takes limited effort. 1-minute papers can be done at any point in the lesson. And finally, they can be done in the physical or virtual classroom. For students, they will receive quick responses to their questions, usually at the next lesson. Students get their questions answered, and they know that their thoughts and feelings are heard. And it is an excellent opportunity to encourage students to start thinking about where they would like to go next in their learning. Some best practices to keep in mind are: have your 1-minute paper questions ready ahead of time. No one likes to wait. Ensure that the students know that this isn't for a grade and it should remain anonymous. This will promote authenticity. Let the students know how much time they will have to complete it. And finally, let them know that you will only be responding to common themed questions, as it could take too much time to answer them all. Providing feedback can be as easy as offering separate comments on each paper and hand it back to the student in the next class. As a group, topics that come up frequently can be highlighted the next time you meet. And finally, you could allow the students a few extra minutes to compare and discuss their responses with their peers in small groups. In conclusion, 1-minute papers are an excellent classroom assessment technique. They are versatile, easy to administer, and provide the student and teacher with authentic feedback. Thank you.